Hello, welcome back to anatomy classes. This is Dr. Rajita, and today we shall learn about basal ganglia or basal nuclei. Basal ganglia or basal nuclei, they are large masses of grey matter present within the white matter of brain. The outer surface of the brain is covered by cortex, which is a grey matter, and the central core of the brain is formed by the white matter, which we learnt in previous session. Within the white matter, there are again the collections of grey matter which are called as basal ganglia or basal nuclei, which are present near the base of the brain. These basal ganglia or basal nuclei forms an important component of extrapyramidal system, and they are mainly concerned with the skillful movements of the body, and they are also important in automated skillful movements like swinging of the arms when we walk. So all these automated movements are also controlled by basal ganglia. So we shall begin with the components of basal ganglia. Anatomically, the basal ganglia consists of corpus striatum. This is the corpus striatum, which is winding round around the thalamus. Here is the lateral view of corpus striatum showing the two parts of corpus striatum. This large part is called as lentiform nucleus, which is a biconvex large mass of grey matter which continues to form the caudate nucleus, and caudate nucleus ends in a small almond-like shaped grey matter which is called as amygdaloid body. There is one more entity which is called as claustrum. Claustrum is present on the lateral side of the lentiform nucleus. So these are the anatomical parts of basal ganglia. Physiologically, the basal ganglia also includes substantia nigra, subthalamic nuclei, and red nucleus present in midbrain. Subthalamus is a part of diencephalon which is present in pars ventralis of diencephalon, whereas the red nucleus and substantia nigra are seen in the midbrain. So we shall begin with corpus striatum. Corpus striatum makes the bigger part of basal ganglia, where it consists of a large biconvex nucleus called as lentiform nucleus. Lentiform nucleus continues to form the caudate, but both are separated by internal capsule. This is the horizontal section of the brain in the base of the brain to show the internal capsule. This is the internal capsule. So internal capsule separates the head of the caudate nucleus from lentiform nucleus, and still there is some connections between the lentiform nucleus and caudate nucleus at its anterior inferior part, where the grey striations, grey matter continues in the form of striations traversing the white fibers of anterior limb of internal capsule. So because of these alternative light and dark bands, because of these striations, the name corpus striatum is given. So that is about the corpus striatum, and the other parts are here is the amygdaloid body, then saucer shaped grey matter which is present lateral to the lentiform nucleus is the claustrum. So we shall begin with the lentiform nucleus. Lentiform nucleus is appreciated well in the transverse section, and where it is related medially to the internal capsule. Here is the anterior limb of internal capsule, genu, and the posterior limb of internal capsule. All three parts are related laterally to the lentiform nucleus. And laterally, the lentiform nucleus is covered by a thin sheet of white matter which is called as external capsule. Further, the external capsule has got again a component of basal ganglia or basal nuclei which is called as claustrum. And here where the external capsule is present, here the lentiform nucleus is traversed by the branches of middle cerebral artery which are called as lateral striate branches of middle cerebral artery which supply the internal capsule. Lentiform nucleus is further divided into two parts. The medial part, which is pale in appearance, called as globus pallidus, and lateral part, which is darker in appearance, called as putamen. Basal ganglia has got two components, paleostriatum and neostriatum. Paleo is the ancient kind of ganglia which includes the globus pallidus, whereas the putamen and caudate nucleus are included under the neostriatum. So globus pallidus, it appears paler because it consists of large motor neurons, and whereas the putamen appears darker because it consists of small compactly arranged neurons present in the putamen. And the structure of putamen and the caudate nucleus both appear same because they both belong to neocortex. And claustrum is a saucer shaped grey matter which is separated from the putamen laterally by means of external capsule, and the exact functions and connections of claustrum is unknown. So that is about the lentiform nucleus. Next we shall begin with the caudate nucleus. The caudate nucleus, it is continuation here which is separated from the lentiform by means of internal capsule. The caudate nucleus anterior rounded part is called as the head, which continues to form the body, and further it tapers to form a thin strand called as the tail. So it has got the head, body, tail of caudate nucleus. The tail ends up in the amygdaloid body. So we shall continue with the caudate nucleus. The caudate nucleus is the large comma shaped grey matter which surrounds the thalamus, and it is further surrounded by the lateral ventricle. And the caudate nucleus is separated from the thalamus by the nerve fibers which are arising from the amygdaloid body. These are the efferents arising from the amygdaloid body to relay in the septal area and anterior perforated substance and anterior nuclei of hypothalamus. So these nerve fibers are called as stria terminalis. Along with the stria terminalis, there is a vein which is called as thalamostriate vein, and these two components separates the thalamus from the caudate nucleus. The caudate nucleus, the anterior end of the caudate nucleus, it is rounded, which is called as the head of the caudate nucleus, and head of the caudate nucleus is separated from the lentiform nucleus by the internal capsule, and partially it is connected with the lentiform nucleus at the striate cortex, where the internal capsule is, anterior limb of the internal capsule is striated with the grey matter, that is the connection between the lentiform nucleus and head of the caudate nucleus. And the head further continues to form the body, and body further tapers to form the tail, and tail topographically it ends up in the amygdaloid body. Amygdaloid body, though we consider anatomically as a part of basal ganglia, it is functionally a part of limbic system. So we shall learn about its connection in the limbic system. And head of the caudate nucleus is related to the anterior horn of lateral ventricle. This is the lateral ventricle which is surrounding the caudate nucleus, which has got the anterior horn, central part, posterior horn and inferior horn. And head of the caudate nucleus forms the floor and lateral wall of the anterior horn. Further continues to form the body of the caudate nucleus, and which forms the floor of the central part of the lateral ventricle. And the tail forms the roof of the inferior horn of lateral ventricle. So that is the relation of caudate nucleus with the lateral ventricle. And further below the caudate and lentiform nucleus, there are nuclei called as subthalamic nuclei, which are present along with the hypothalamus inferiorly. And lentiform nucleus superiorly, it is covered by the insula. Insula is island of Rayleigh, which is the central lobe present submerged when we submerged within the telencephalon. So let's see the connections of corpus striatum. The connections of corpus striatum, as we know, it has got two entities. One is the caudate nucleus, the other one is the putamen, which is considered as neocortex, and globus pallidus, which is considered as the paleocortex. And globus pallidus are mainly has efferents from the corpus striatum, and afferents are from the caudate nucleus and the putamen. So the afferents are considered as three sets. One is Afferents are from the cortex to the caudate nucleus and putamen, that is called corticostriate pathway, and from the thalamus to the putamen, which is called thalamostriate pathway. To be more specific, medial dorsal nuclei, intralaminar nuclei of thalamus will contribute to form thalamostriate pathway. And from the substantia nigra, which is present in the midbrain, it is called as nigrostriate pathway. Nigrostriate pathway will carry a neurotransmitter which is called as dopamine, and dopamine is secreted in the substantia nigra, and which results melanin as a byproduct of formation of dopamine. So that is the reason substantia nigra appears to be pigmented in the midbrain. And from the substantia nigra, the dopamine transferred to the putamen by means of nigrostriate pathway, and this is having an inhibitory action of corpus striatum. So these are the afferents which are reaching the corpus striatum. Let's see the efferents. The efferents are mainly from the globus pallidus. So from the globus pallidus to the thalamus, globus pallidus to the thalamus, which are from the ventral tier of the thalamus, and which specifically ends with where the dentito-rubrothalamic tract ends. These nerve fibers will join this tract, and globus pallidus also having efferent and afferents from the subthalamus, efferents and afferents from the subthalamus, and which is called as pallido-subthalamic pathway. And globus pallidus is connected to the red nucleus, the efferents are connected to the red nucleus of midbrain, and putamen is having the afferents from the reticular formation of the brainstem. So the efferents are mainly from the globus pallidus, and efferents are mainly to the thalamus, and to the thalamus the efferents are of two bundles. One is called as fasciculus lenticuloformis, the other is called as ansa lenticuloformis. Fasciculus lenticuloformis traverses the posterior limb of the internal capsule to reach the thalamus, whereas the ansa lenticuloformis, ansa means the loop, so it loops down the internal capsule and reaches the thalamus. So these are afferents and efferents which are related to corpus striatum. Let us understand the location of basal ganglia or basal nuclei in cross sections of the brain. This is the cross section which is taken near the base of the brain at the level of internal capsule, where we can locate the basal ganglia. The other side is the original cut section of the specimen. The paler structures here are the basal ganglia, and here they are represented in color codes to identify them. The head of the caudate nucleus and lentiform nucleus and tail of the caudate nucleus are shown in pink color, and head of the caudate nucleus is separated from the lentiform nucleus by anterior limb of internal capsule, and lentiform nucleus is separated from the thalamus by posterior limb of internal capsule in cross section. And medially, the head of the caudate nucleus is related to anterior horn of lateral ventricles. We can see they are opening into the third ventricle via the interventricular foramen of Monro. This thin slit-like gap between the two thalami is the third ventricle. And here is the tail of the caudate nucleus. Now we will identify the nuclei here. This is the head of the caudate nucleus, lentiform nucleus, and medially the lentiform nucleus is related to internal capsule, where anterior limb, genu and posterior limb of internal capsule. Laterally, the lentiform nucleus is covered by a thin layer of white matter which is called as external capsule, and it is separated from the external capsule a thin layer of grey matter again which is called as claustrum, which is also a component of basal ganglia. In coronal section, the basal ganglia are present here deep core around the diencephalon. This is the thalami, right and left thalami, and late cavity of lateral ventricles. Here are the basal ganglia which are located. This is the same coronal section to view the basal ganglia. This is the internal capsule which crowns up to form corona radiata above into the cerebral cortex, and here is the head of the caudate nucleus. This is large one is the lentiform nucleus. Lentiform nucleus is again divided into medial globus pallidus and lateral putamen. Putamen and the caudate nucleus are considered as a part of neostriatum, and globus pallidus is a part of paleostriatum. I hope you all like my session. Please like, share, subscribe and press the bell button for further notifications. Bye.